Hey everyone, welcome to this brand new series on getting started with LLM. If you're someone who's fascinated by AI but don't know where to begin, trust me, I have been there. In the first video, I'll take you through my journey, how I stumbled into AI ML, got intrigued by NLP, and navigated the crazy world. So sit back and let's get started. Okay, so in this video, I'll also walk you through some beginner friendly AI ML coding examples to help you get a feel for what it's like to write code in this space and to give you a visual sense of how AI ML development actually looks in practice. Okay. So, like most people, my journey began with curiosity. I was amazed by the capabilities of AI, whether it was chatbots, image recognition, or recommendation system. But AI ML felt overwhelming at first. I mean, where do you even start? Then I found Andrew Ng's tutorials on NL, and let me tell you, it was a game changer. His way of explaining concepts like word embeddings, attention mechanisms, and transformers made me fall in love with NL. Suddenly, AI wasn't just magic, it was math and logic, and I wanted to understand more. So I went through some of the tutorials on Coursera, which I highly recommend to you, everyone who is starting off and want to get some basic knowledge, which is essential for understanding NLP, for understanding deep learning concepts, and for understanding machine learning concepts. I took some of the courses. One of the course was basic machine learning course, and it is really a great course. You will get sense of what is the mathematics behind it. There are three courses, and which goes over supervised machine learning, advanced learning algorithms, and unsupervised learning. So stay patient while learning this because it may take more time. But the results are fruitful. And the second course that I did after that was a deep learning specialization course. And after that, you can switch on to NLP specialization, which is again by deep learning.ai, and it focuses on how LLMs evolved, how LLMs came into existence, the basic concepts behind NLP, how with classification and vector spaces, the natural language processing was evolved. And this is how I started my journey, brushing up all the basic concepts which are useful for understanding overall NLP and LLMs. I would highly recommend you guys to take these courses, even though it takes so much of time, but it would be really very helpful for you. So that's how my AI journey began, full of excitement, confusion, and a whole lot of research. So if you're just starting, don't stress. The key is to stay curious and keep experimenting. So let's get started. First of all, first thing that comes into mind is the environment setup. So let's get started with setting up your AI/ML environment the right ways. Before you install anything, let's first understand what you actually need. There are some of the things that you will need. So the first thing is a good Python distribution, whether it be Anaconda or System Python. The second thing is a good code editor. The code editor available in the market are Jupyter Notebook, PyCharm, and VS Code. The third thing is a package manager, which is Conda. And the fourth thing is a virtual environment, which is very essential. The different virtual environments that are available are BNV and Conda environment. So this might seem overwhelming, but don't worry, I'll break it down step by step. Okay. So first thing first, Python. It's very essential to know that AI/ML models typically run on Python 3.x versions. So make sure you have the latest stable version installed. Now, do you install Python directly or use Anaconda? I mean, there are various ways to install Python. So, let me tell you a brief idea about Anaconda and System Python plus pip. So, Anaconda comes with everything pre-installed like Jupyter, NumPy, Pandas, etc., which is great for beginners. And if you want to use System Python, it is lighter and more customizable and often preferred for production setups. If you are just starting up, go with Anaconda. It makes life easier. But if you want to fine tune your setup, System Python plus virtual environments is the way to go. A website where you can download Anaconda. As you can see, Conda is an open source package and environment management system that runs on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Install, run, and update packages and their dependencies. So you can install Anaconda and Anaconda Navigator from here. Default environment that it comes is with is the base environment, but it is highly recommended to create a new environment for every projects. The reason is you can see here isolation of dependencies, reproducibility, ease of management, testing, and development. So, in short, it would be helpful for you to create a new environment so that you can manage dependencies of different projects differently. Let's say I have some project which has dependency of very high volume, very hard disk consuming package, and I install it. It takes up a lot of like 2 GB of data, of 2 GB of SSD, and after I don't require that project, I can simply uninstall, I can simply deactivate and delete that environment. This is how it would be beneficial for you to create a new environment. And let me get you through some of the commands which would help you to create new environment. So here is the commands that Conda create: hyphen hyphen name, environment name, package, and version. This is the name of the environment. You can replace it by your environment name. Python equals to 3.11. You can specify the Python version that you want to use in this environment, and other packages that you want to install. You can also install these packages later, and whenever you want to work with that environment, you have to remember to activate that environment by using this conda activate environment name. And you can switch between different environments by getting info of all of the environments installed in your system through conda info hyphen hyphen envs, and then you can activate the environment that you want. So this is the basic of how you can activate, you can create new environment, activate the environment. So after going through Anaconda, I also wanted to help you understand what is pip. And so here I have opened up how you can do the same using pip. Actually, pip is the most basic utility through which we can install and manage packages, which came into existence even before Anaconda. You can use pip as well, and this is how you can, using pip, create virtual environments and manage virtual environments. You need to install venv or virtual env, which is supported, which is available by default. venv is available by default in Python 3.3, and virtual environment needs to be installed separately. And pip setup tools and wheels are always installed into creative virtual environments by default. Let me give you a basic idea about how venv works with pip. To create a new environment, just like how you did in conda, you can use py-m venv and the directory name. When you run this command in your directory, directory will get created named .dir, and then you will have scripts activate folder inside it. So whenever you want to activate that environment, you have to run dir scripts activate. By default, pip uses py, which is Python package index. So whenever I enter some command like pip install some library, it will go to the website, and here we have multiple projects and libraries, and basically this is a repository of software for the Python programming language. And pip will go through this website to search for the package name that you will write besides pip install. So this is how it will find the repository, the package that you want to install. And okay, let's say this is one of the package called work graph collections. If you want to install it, you need to enter this command. And what it does is, this is a py package. As you can see, this is the py package, and you can download it using, okay, here it is. So this is the source distribution file and build distribution file. This is called a wheels file, and this is called a source distributions file. So what it does is pip will install either from source distribution or wheels, whichever is available, and by default it will prefer wheels. So that's why wheels and source, when we first set up the environment, we have to ensure that pip setup tools and wheels are up to date. So this is the basic idea of how you can download different package managers. You can download different virtual environments available. So the package managers that are available are pip, anaconda, and the virtual environments that are available that we discussed are conda, venv, and virtual env. VENV and virtual ENV works with pip, and Conda works with Anaconda. You can install either of two. So let's move on to some of the IDEs that are provided for Python development, like PyCharm, VS Code, and Jupyter Notebook. I would recommend for you to start with Jupyter Notebook, which comes pre-installed with Anaconda. For development purposes, I would prefer VS Code or PyCharm, which comes with debugger tools and lot more. Now, having understood the package managers, the virtual environment manager, and the IDEs, let's get started with some quick experiment. So this is the Jupyter Notebook. If you have seen for the first time. Okay, so let's go through the first command. So this Jupyter kernel spec list. What it does, it lists all of the available kernels in your system that you have set up. So this is the base environment that comes while installing Jupyter, and this is the environment created by me, new environment. And so how did I create that environment? So first of all, it's the best practice to create a new environment before starting any project. So what I did was I created a new environment for this tutorial, where first of all I queried how many environments are currently there in my system, and it would list the environments. And after that, I created a new environment using conda create -y -name a new environment, and then I associated a kernel with that environment. I created, and then I created a new kernel named, whose name would be Python my environment, and associated it with the newly created environment. So this is how you can create a new kernel and associate with a particular environment. And after you run that, you can see your kernel over here. I can see two, which is, this is the base kernel, and this is the environment. This is the kernel and environment created by me project. And after creating that environment, I would restart the kernel, and after that I would install some of the packages that are required to run transformers, to use Hugging Face transformers. So these are the packages, the transformers package, and torch and scipy. These are the packages that are required by transformers. MKL service, HFXET, all of this are required by transformers. And to start with, we will use the Hugging Face transformers, which actually is package that gives the utilities to use the transformers. So, pipeline is a utility which helps you access some of the functionalities provided by transformers, like sentiment analysis, like NER, which is named entity recognition, summarization, and question answering. As you can see, I have created a pipeline. I have created an object of pipeline and given the name of the tool as sentiment analysis. So what it does is, after creating this object sentiment, whatever query that I give here, it would perform a sentiment analysis on that query. It would label it as positive or negative. So here I have used transformers are really powerful for NLP, and as you can see, it shows the label positive and score is 0.999, which means it is 99% positive. Okay. The other use case of transformers is named entity recognition. What named entity recognition does is it creates a tags of uh, entities which were mentioned during training. It would have, just imagine it would have uh, many entities which are tagged. Let's say it will tag all of the states in countries. It will tag all of the countries as country. It will tag anything, the months like January, February, March, and it will tag it as months. Here I have used a query as Hugging Face is based in New York and was founded by Clement Delacroix, and I wanted to know what are named entities in this particular sentence. And the output that I get from Transformer is, as you can see, entity group, org, score 0.968, word is Hugging Face, which means Hugging Face is an entity in the group called organization, and the score is 96%. And the other entity group is location, and the score is 0.99, which is 99%, and the word is New York. So here New York is marked as an entity group of location. The other word Clemendeling is marked as an entity of person belonging to the entity group person. Okay. So I hope you understand the concept of named entity recognition. The other pipeline that I have used is summarization. Summarization summarizes the whole text and basically explains it in short. So this is how the summarization works. So I have given the whole paragraph related to the climate change, and it is creating a summary of the paragraph. The other pipeline that I have used is question answering, and what it does is it we have to provide a context, and then we can question answer from that context. The context that we have provided is transformers were introduced in the paper Attention is All You Need by Google in 2017. And the question that I have asked is, who introduced transformers? Of course, we know that Google introduced transformers, right? So I asked this question to the transformer, and as you can see, the answer is Google, and it also gives you the start index and end index. As you can see, it is the index in the context. Okay. The fourth thing that we can use transformers for is text generation, and the model that I have used is GPT-2, which is an older version. So I have given the query as in the future of artificial intelligence, and what I get it out as output from the transformer is, in the future of artificial intelligence, One of these devices could be the computer assisted robot. Google said a similar idea in the near future could help improve healthcare or create even more medical discoveries, said Dr. Steve. So this is how you can use the functionalities provided by transformers. Can create a pipeline object, then you can experiment with different queries and different modules. So this is how we used transformers. Now moving on to LLMs. I have created some examples of different LLMs using different LLMs like OpenAI, Gemini model, and Ollama. Let me to install OpenAI, we have to write a pip command, and after that, from OpenAI, import OpenAI. You have to use OpenAI API key, which is provided by OpenAI, and using that, you need to provide it in the constructor of OpenAI, and we can get responses from OpenAI for our instruction or input. So here is our instruction. Here is our instruction. Like, we want to use the model, we can specify the model that we want to use. I have used GPT-4. Oh, the instructions is you are a coding assistant that talks like a pirate, and the input is how do I check if a Python object is an instance of a class? So the response I will get from this response object dot output text. So if you have provided the right API key, remember you need to set this in your environment. Otherwise, you would not get any response. And after that, you can get after setting the open API key, you will definitely get some response from OpenAI. Here my actually unfortunately my um, current quota had exceeded, so I was not able to generate a response out of it. So then I used Gemini model, which is free to use, and I used it. To use it, I installed it using pip install Google Generative AI, and then I imported it, and then again I configured the environment key. I configured from the environment key. This is also provided by Google. You can download your API key and then set in the environment. After that, I created the I used the generative model Gemini 2.0 Flash, and then I gave the model to generate some content out of my query. My query is explain transformers in simple terms. And the Gemini response that I got was, as you can see here, imagine you have a sentence and you want a computer to understand it really well. A transformer is a special tool that helps the computer to do that. Yeah. So basically, this is the response that we will get. And just like how you use ChatGPT in normal scenarios, like in normal, well, this is how you can use it in code. After that, I used Ollama. So basically, Ollama is an offline manager of different models. What you can do is you need to install Ollama from its website, and you need to start the Ollama server. Basically, this all API that I have used, this all models that I have used in uh, Gemini and OpenAI, they are online models, and the models that I will use right now with Ollama would be running on your laptop. So basically, when you run Ollama, it will be by default hosted on localhost 11434. So you can specify any model. I mean, Ollama supports various models, like many models. You can see the all the available models supported by Ollama on Ollama.com library. As you can see, there are many models. What you need to do is uh, you need to pick up some model that you want to use, and you need to pull it in your system using Ollama. And whichever models that you have pulled in your system, you can view it through localhost 11434 API and text. You can see here I have pulled these models in my Ollama. So you can see the model name is Mistral. Its size is 7.2 billion. The other model that I have pulled is Tiny Llama, which is the size is 1 billion, and 5 3 latest, and Llama 3 latest, and Llama 2 latest. So basically, whenever you run with Ollama, you actually don't require the API key. You can avoid setting up cloud setting up your model on cloud, or you can just download the Ollama, you can pull the model, and then you can just get started. So this is how you will be able to download the Ollama and pull the models and use the models in your application. So what I have done is I have created a post request on 11434 API chat, and the model that I have used is Tiny Llama, and the messages that I want to send is this is the JSON format that I want to send. Basically, the role is user and the content is prompt. So prompt can be a dynamic prompt that we want, and here I have written the full response. And I just mentioned my prompt in the chat with Ollama. I called chat with Ollama, and I mentioned my query here, and the response that I get from Ollama is. So I hope you understand all of the concepts that I explain in this tutorial. Basically, let me revise the whole video that I have created. The first thing I mentioned was different courses that you can do if you are just starting off with AI/ML. The second thing that I've discussed was creating the virtual environment, setting up the IDE, and downloading the package managers for your projects. The third thing that I discuss with you all is how you can actually get started coding with different chat models, with different LLM models, with different transformers. So yeah, I hope this helps you get started with LLMs, and it helps you in your journey. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more AI content, and drop a comment if you have had similar struggles setting up your ML environment. See you in the next one. Bye bye.